Right. I think we are most of the way to being live. Let me move that over here. Yeah. Alright. Hello? Chairs are squeaky. Hello to John, who's not going to be here. Oh, sorry. I'll close Thunderbird. There we go. Hello to John, who's not going to be here. Hello to Tame, and hello to B. How you guys doing? Tame and B are on the opposite ends of, like, early and late. So it's amazing that you're both here. Thank you very much. Oh, John might not be here. Sorry. Clarify. How is everybody doing? How's things? How's life? How's the universe? How's your week been? I've been busy, as always. Hello, Simon. How you doing? How's things? How has everybody's week been? Hello, John. I am still just about caking. I'm at work. What's up with me? Well, today's been a real bad pain day. So that's been fun. I've had a bit of a like sort of lax day today where I've already done 2 videos for this week. Because one's on the tool. I'm currently pulling a load of stuff with the cable. Let me move that. The new tool that I'm working on. And was the other one a mouse? No, the other one was headphones. And so I started doing a keyboard review, right? Except this keyboard, it seems, is the perfect tool, like the perfect device for this to be used on, but it doesn't quite work yet. I'm working on it, but I decided that since I don't actually have to have the keyboard review done this week, because I've already done 2 this week, I'll work on this tool to be able to run the test that I want to run on it, to then be able to, like, include that data in the video as the first use of the tool. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been up to there. So yeah, how's all the stuff and things? Okay, I guess. I did hydrotherapy yesterday actually, which is probably partially why I'm in lots of pain today. Although I'm very much the atypical patient, so the fact that I am, when I'm not in pain, perfectly ambulatory, and very stretchy. I found out that it hypermobility includes a lot of joints, and I don't do this if you're going to dislocate your socket, but if you put your hand like to the side and then bend your arm all the way forward, I can do it, you know, with both hands. Apparently that's not normal. So yeah, and the whole, you know, like I can bend my. I've got socks on this time. I don't feel so weird. You know, bend my legs real far. Yeah. Yeah, hypermobility. What's the other one is can you touch your thumb to your wrist? If yes, hypermobile. Bad pain week. Last 2 days a lot better. Nice. Fair. Tame, you have what's called hypermobility spectrum disorder or Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. I think Ehlers-Danlos is like the top level, and then there are subdivisions within it. Yeah, I'm hyper sedentary for the past decade. Fair. Well, as much movement as you can is good. Um, and how's the pointer machine going? I assume you mean this, in which case, quite well. I do want to hear. So the video that I have coming on this is actually mostly just asking for help, or advice and suggestions, because as much as I have reviewed keyboards and mice for the past decade and a bit, I'm very well aware of my limitations, and I am a lot less like picky about mice and keyboards generally. Like, I've generally just been going on like how it feels for me to play, which is, I think, a valid method, but it's not very detailed. And building these tools is what I want to be able to add detail to my reviews. The thing is that what I'm trying to say is I'm aware that I do not know everything, and that as much as I'm designing the features for this for myself, like I want this tool for me. I don't care if anyone else buys it. I want it. However, I've had a few people say they want one, and as I did with the response time and latency tools, while I did build them for myself, see you, John. I only left beer for mental health. Nice. As long as even though I do build these for myself, one of the things, like one of the reasons why I made the CS version of the latency tool, for example, is that I had a bunch of people suggest the idea of using that like tape and foil, or like foil tape and a prong to tap it to give you better latency results for come on, brain, for keyboards and mice. And so I improved it, but I prefer to sort of get it right the first time if I can. I know that I'm going to make mistakes, but that's why I have several versions of the PCB. I mean, here's a V1 and V2 as an example. A lot changed, including the size. So yeah, I'm hoping to get some advice from more seasoned and more thorough keyboard and mice testers to see like what sort of features they would want to see in a tool like this. So yeah, that's kind of that's what that video is about anyway. But for this keyboard, SteelSeries Apex Pro Gen 3, I want to be able to do at very least the actuation point test. And that's what I'm working on right now. And I've got it almost working. Just need some little bit more. But also I'm not entirely sure. I gotta work on it. Sorry, I was just doing some brainstorming. I'm not picky about keyboards as long as it's not 65%. Love me a full-size keyboard. Mouse, on the other hand, I'm very particular. Uh, and full-size keyboards are the best. You got to have that numpad. The AT-HE is great, but the Q6 Max with the numpad is great. Yeah, I mean, here is the Apex Pro in question. And I specifically asked them for the full one, not the TK or the 60%, because I like number pads. I use them all the damn time. Also, like, just small thing. So maybe someone can tell me. These grooves clearly for cable management, right? Like you can route the cable around, right? Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Uh, there is the port. Focus. That's the port. On the top, those are the cable. You'd have to route the cable out here like that, round, through, and then out if you want to come in. What? Why? And like, it's not like it's for like wrapping the cable for like portability's sake, or just does anyone have any ideas? Because right now, this just feels like lazy to me. Like this is an old version of the backer from when the port used to be like down here or something, and they just didn't bother redesigning it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I prefer full-size keyboards, but I have a 65% and even 60% for use in the living room. Corsair clapboard setup. Oh, lapboard. Yeah, for like multimedia purposes, totally get it. 60%, fine. I prefer arrow keys. Like dedicated arrow keys, so like the 65% or whatever that do have a dedicated arrow key set, that's great. But like I never really understood portability when it comes to a keyboard, because if I'm traveling with a machine, it's a laptop, and the laptop already has the keyboard on it. And I have never been so particular that I've needed to bring a separate keyboard because I didn't like my laptop's keyboard so much that I would be willing to travel with an entire second key. Like a mouse, fair enough, because you don't have the same sort of... But I don't know. And like I understand the sort of ergonomic aspect, both from a like just shoulder position, although my shoulders are quite broad, so I have no problem with a full-size keyboard and a mouse. I'm you know a couple degrees out, but honestly that feels kind of natural. Like this feels like I'm putting more pressure to turn inwards. Anyway, and I understand from a like mouse, you know, waving perspective, having a smaller keyboard means there's more space. But yeah. I don't know. My air conditioner's creaking. It's not a bug, it's a feature. I'm sure. I don't like the heavy reliance on macro and layers. I just reprogram a second keyboard and stick some hand-drawn symbols over the top of the keycaps. I mean, fair enough. I don't like second layer functions unless they're expressly laid out in the keycaps, or I have a very strong muscle memory for where they are, because I've learned them from a previous keyboard and just carried them over. Like the only second layer functions that I actually use are play, pause, and next song. Sometimes previous song, which is FN and F5, 6, and 7 on my GMMK3. So yeah, I like that. I just have muscle memory for that because of the Coolmaster keyboard that Master Keys Pro. No, the GMK one, the original. That's how that had it as well. So yeah, those are the only second layer functions I use. I have a Stream Deck for not much, like macro text inputs, stream obviously, and it's honestly just like a little status thing for like my solar battery voltage and my lights in the house, like home assistant lights. That's about it, really. I have a PC connected to the TV, so I use that one for that, and I have a PC monitor on my coffee table, so I need one for that too. Damn, well, fair enough. I technically have a PC connected to my TV, but it basically has never worked, and I've not really had the time and effort and energy to work out why. So if I want to use anything, I just connect a laptop and then use a wireless, like Logitech, was it K20 or whatever, K20 Plus or something, wireless keyboard and trackpad to connect to it, or to control it, and then game controllers for playing games. But at some point, I will build a new TV stand. Hopefully, get one of the like Ryzen AI Max Plus, like framework desktop kind of machine, and then just have it all nicely work. When I get around to it, I'm gonna get one. Yeah. I haven't watched the videos on the new framework desktop, the ones that like the videos that came out today. Uh, I've seen the thumbnails, but I have not had time to watch them. So yeah, I'm excited to see what that can offer. Also, I've seen that the new Aya Neo handheld actually has one of those Strix Halo APUs, which gives you a just insane uh, performance. Hello, Ish. How you doing, man? How's things? Good to have you. Um, yeah, like I said, Tammy, I've seen some thumbnails for the new version of the framework desktop. I just haven't been able to watch them yet. Um, but yeah, uh, compared to the last one, I'm sure that it's even faster. So, uh, yeah, ain't life grand? Eh, yeah, no. Life is busy, that's for sure. Um, yep, he's got the regular one and the Linux one. Yes. Again, seen the thumbnails. Haven't watched it yet. Praise Wendo, indeed. Yes. I'm trying on my phone now, and it takes ages for me. I should turn on the PC on the TV, and then I can go to YouTube. Use a keyboard. I can see, but it takes a while, and I have to get out from the chair. Fair enough. Praise Wendell, indeed. He's so cool, man. Oh. Uh, I guess today's been a real bad pain day. I think partially because I did hydrotherapy yesterday, which is mostly just like floating around in the pool doing exercises that don't really strain you out. So then you do other stuff that it does. And I've been walking on my walking pad, which is just down there. Um, and yeah, the problem for me is that I have a dynamic disability that means that the more stuff I do, the more it hurts. And it just kind of builds. And I've been doing a lot more stuff recently, including a lot more walking, trying to lose weight, hydrotherapy, a load of stuff. And uh, it's hurting more and more. That's like a treadmill without the top bit, right? Yeah, pretty much. It's just a slightly smaller treadmill. It's like it's a bit smaller. It's a bit it's lower power and it's like less speed. Like you can't sprint on a treadmill, a walking pad. This one does up to 6 kilometers an hour, um, which is just fast enough for me to jog on. Um, uh, but yeah, I do real like it. So, hello, Essentialist. How you doing on his things? Um, but yeah, no, it's good. Have you considered a full body cast? Um, 65% treadmill, no custom keycaps though. Nice. Um, I have not considered full body cast because I also have this thing called ADHD, which means I can't sit still, and I would go insane before I'd go insane from pain. So, like no movement, real bad. Um, and it also wouldn't really help. So, yeah. Um, uh, essentially, then my heart would stop because I was given a normal dose and it already stops. So I can't take a lot. No. No. I already am insane. Yes, 3 ways, according to the government. And by the government, I mean the NHS, which I guess is a whatever. Anyway, yeah, three disorders. Um, what about a load of other drugs? Again, probably die. Fully mummified. That's I. Uh, no skill issue at that point. I mean, yes, that's my problem. My body has a skill issue. I'm gonna catch them all as you speed run your life. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Iron lungs. Oh dear. We need the TechteamGB sentient AI. Uh, no, that'd be awful. Tactical holes is in mummified me with some tactical air holes, and iron lungs. I assume is either to be put in the machine. Is it if you have polio? I don't remember. Um, yeah, sentient AI indeed. Yeah, polio. I've had an idea so about the tool. So I'm gonna look it up while we continue talking. Just yeah. I mean, like using adult stem cells for anything is really, really hard. So it wouldn't be my stem cells. Because some biology for you, stem cells are types of cells that haven't worked out what type of like blood cell or skin cell or whatever they are, and they're omnipotent, omnipotent, omniscient. They can become any type of cell, but we only have those when we're young. Generally, you you we do have stem cells as adults, but they're only like partial stem cells, if I remember rightly. Like they're halfway to being something, so they can um, change into a couple of things, but it's like they can be a I don't know skin cell or tendon cells, similar stuff, but not I don't know a heart cell. Um, I bought some switch lube for my keyboard and it's being shipped with Special Chemical Express. Are they sending me mustard gas? Oh, and Tame asked earlier about the relubing switches. Technically, I don't know reapplication of lube after a year specifically, but they depending on how particular you are, yes, you need to relube them. I mean, essentially it says a year, depends on the type of lube, so there you go. Linear. See if I can. Um, Surely you don't need to wait anytime it feels stiff reach for the lube. Oh dear, oh dear. Banana switches on the Q6 Max need relubing quite a bit. Fair. Something like Krytox does not smear / doesn't go away, whereas something like Tribosys does need relubing. Well, there you go. It didn't really occur to me that there would be different types of switch lube, but that does make sense. See, I'm not very particular. Bananas are mechanic. I'm so used to Hall effect switches now, especially the customized, like the optional ones. I'm assuming that banana switches are mechanical. Gateron has gone down the drain. They're worse than Otemu now. Fair. I mean, ironically, the SteelSeries keyboard, which I guess you weren't here for this. I'm reviewing the SteelSeries Apex Pro Gen 3, which first of all was pulled a Corsair because there are two different types of switches on this. One of them is mechanical and one of them is Hall effect. Only this middle section is Hall effect. Even the arrow keys are mechanical. So this is only a quarter or half Hall effect board, which sucks. But these Hall effect switches, which SteelSeries say are their own OmniPoint 3.0s, are actually Gateron KS20s? Like it says Gateron on there. Like, I'm reading the word Gateron right on there. So yeah, this appears to be the perfect keyboard for me to test this with, which is why I'm working on this. So yeah. Ba 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 ba. It's low-key fun to have a go at fixing stuff when one can, even if it's not broken beforehand. Yeah. Tame, you say why so? Can you clarify what are you referencing? Hall effect switches and mechanical mix and match. Right. The answer is cheapness, really. Corsair did it with their K70 Pro Max? I don't remember. But at least with that one, it wasn't 4 million. Actually, no, it was quite expensive. It's a very corporate cost-cutting thing to do. Because basically, those Gateron G Pro 3.0 red switches are half the price of the Gateron KS20s, despite KS20s just having a little magnet in them and nothing else. Yeah, K70 Max RGB, thank you. $250. Oh, Jesus, that's a lot. Yeah. That also uses what really does look like the same switches as this, but with the Corsair logo on them. Oh, dear. How much is the price difference between optical and mechanical? Well, depends who you ask, because Gateron will charge you $9.80 for 35 of their G Pro 3.0 red switches, which are what the rest of that keyboard's made of. But they will charge $21.80 or something, I don't know, or 20 cents something, for 35 KS20s. But I have tested a whole bunch of ridiculously cheap, even Hall effect, and even TMR keyboards. The Mons Geek / AKKO Gear, Fun 60 Ultra, and the Fun 60 in general. Like the Fun 60, the like Hall effect version, whatever, is like £20 or £30. The whole keyboard. The TMR version is also like, I think the TMR version goes up to £60 or dollars or something. It's like £47 and $60. Anyway, yeah, ridiculously cheap money, and considering that that's £225, ah, oh, 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 yeah. Uh, uh, um, since they all contain a little magnet and the springs can't be magnetic. I didn't think about the springs having to be non-magnetic. I mean, I guess are they aluminium instead? Aluminium tends to fatigue, though. I guess you could probably make it. You do you-ish. I'll stick to my cherry brown, thank you. Fair enough. I am currently using a glorious GMMK3HE with Glorious's Silent Panda HE switches, and I love it. A lot. Like, a lot. It is a very nice keyboard. Like it's not the nicest. Like it's an all plastic construction, for example, but great sound. The silent versions of the Panda HEs are fantastic, and the fact that they're tactile means that I can actually use them. Because I cannot stand linear switches, and the linear switches that are on that SteelSeries FX Pro Gen 3, they're so light, it scares me. So I'm trying to be like nice, like, you know, well reasoned and thought out and objective in the review, but not for me. Not for me. Yeah, I much prefer a tactile bump and a bit of a. I want to know that I'm pressing it. I don't want to like just drop my hand and be pressing 400 keys. I want to decisively press a key and know that I've pressed it. Anyway, I'm really glad that Glorious went down the route of making their own switches and making like Hall effect switches that are hot swappable and interchangeable. That for me is why I love this keyboard. It makes it super modular, super customizable, and yeah, it's nice. I mean, I have Lidl Plus, the like club card membership app. Doesn't cost anything, which most like Plus services do, which is honestly why I didn't download it for so long. But then they opened a Lidl like 100 meters from my house, and I go there a lot. And they have, as of is it as of Saturday? As of the 10th? Yeah, no, as of Sunday, they will have a £75 flux core MIG welder. And they'll have a set of drill bit, like wood drill bits, brad point drill bits with countersinks, like bits built onto them. An entire set of like 6 of them for like £4. My God, I love Lidl so much. The box of navies I have are 75 gram force operational, 90 gram bottom out force. Fair, yeah. That might be on the heavier side for me. I'm not sure. I don't think I've tried a switch that heavy, but who knows? I might like it. I know that it's a like misspelling, but cheery blues is just too funny. For me, clickety clack. Fair. I used to have cherry blues actually. My first mechanical keyboard, a Razer Black Widow. Was it just the 2013 or was it Chroma? Was it a Chroma or was it just it was 2013? Black Widow 2013. That had proper cherry MX blues before they switched to Razer switches. I have a generic keyboard at work which costs $10 Australian. It works, but I don't like the square shape over the nicer concave keycaps and most better quality keyboards. Yeah, fair. I mean, I guess you get what you pay for. I would enjoy Hall effect switches for racing games. I have found it very difficult to do proportional input, like analog input on Hall effect keyboards. I've really struggled because a lot like Wu-Tang keyboards in particular do have an analog feature where they can show up as an X input Xbox controller, and you can map WASD to a joystick input, and then you technically have all of the fine grained input that a joystick would have, but the ergonomics of it are just really difficult to control. Um, so I don't know, not for me. 99% of keyboards don't do analog output anyway. I think only Wu-Tang does. No, a couple of others do. It's not just Wu-Tang is the one that comes to mind because I think they kind of introduced the idea. But yeah, no. A few others do. A few others that I've reviewed as well do. It is an option. It's not a popular option, but it's an option. Would you build me a PC in the future if I paid you more than well? The short answer is probably no. The long answer is, I mean, it depends what more than well means. Um, because, if you're talking uh, the same price of the components again, then sure. Um, but for like, I don't know, even a few £100, the amount of logistics, not just of like buying components or even just getting them delivered and then building it and whatever, but like uh, then having to have the PC shipped because I'm assuming you're not in the UK. And then inevitably the sort of after sales support. I would highly recommend getting a pre-built instead. There are a lot of companies more likely in your local area that will do a bang up job. That's good in Britishisms, by the way. That will let you customize what parts, and I'm sure that if you called them up and said, "Hi, can I give you a grand extra to use these very specific parts?" I'm sure they wouldn't say no, and then you would get much better support and service. I think it's probably the best thing. Yeah. Texas at the moment. Fair. Well, it is a it sounds a bit grandiose to say honor and a privilege to hear that. But my brain stopped working. I'm glad you like what I do, but also like shipping PCs, like an assembled PC across the Atlantic, um, might be a bad idea. Uh, for quality. Fair enough. Um, Yeah, I I would think that you will be able to find better uh, elsewhere, more local, ideally. Yeah, if Rethorn, um, probably a better choice. It's not about the fact that I can't build a PC, uh, or that I don't like money. I like money, and I can definitely build PCs. I've been doing it for almost, well, about 15 years now in total. Jesus, it's been a long time. Um, but yeah, just from a practicality standpoint, if you're just up the road or whatever, then it might be a different story. But across the pond and whatnot makes things a bit more difficult. Oh, nice, awesome. Well then, yeah, definitely check Rethorn, Rethorn, Rethorn. Check this guy out. Requin Alfredo. uh, Deary me. If I find a cheap 49, I'll let you know. Fair enough. Nice. I mean, Puget Systems is great. Yeah, they're fantastic. Um, I don't know. B and Simon, do you want to answer John's question here? Are you all so stingy? One thing I absolutely hate about this Majiji keyboard is that they're using some um, form of super small hex. I mean, actually, you can just about see it. I bought a set of T handles. That's my other ones. It goes down to 2 millimeters, but like the screws that I use for the tools are 2 millimeter screws. Like there is, there's actually two screws in here. There's one there, which you access by I'm breaking my test up just for you guys. Ugh. You access by going through the back to access it, and then you, which I thought was quite fun. And then one up here, which is partially why I bought the T handles. uh, I got you into noble chairs too. Nice. I mean, I'm still sat in one. Um, I'm a patron and I've thrown super chats to Andy as well. There you go, John. There's an answer. And B also says, lol, not really. Well, for the two Aussies we have here, which is honestly amazing for the time that it is for you guys, I am always amazed that you're up. because I wouldn't be. um, apparently not, John. B is also a YouTube member. Yes, exactly. So one Aussie assistant. Well, there is a remarkably low number of Aussies for the landmass. I do understand that a lot of it is, let's say, warm. um, but yeah, possibly even uninhabitably warm. Yeah. Compared to, like, you know, what I am used to, the sort of population density, there's what, is it 70 million, give or take, people living in Britain? Like, there's a lot of people in a small place. The joke that I was going for there was that the two Aussies that are in the chat are actually a reasonably representative sample because there aren't that many Aussies in general. That was the joke I was going for, which is always much more funny when you have to explain it. -7 right now. What you calling warm? First of all, thank you, John, for this, because I can only really blame this on you. And thank you, Simon, for proving John wrong. Oh, dearie me. I didn't realize that was the trick to getting people to super chat, is just call their entire populace cheap. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh dear. That has brightened my day. And they're both here. Oh, my cheeks hurt now. Oh god. It's 1:20 a.m. for me. I mean, I feel like I'm less surprised that you're here at that time because I would be up at that time, give or take. Whereas, like, WAN show with Linus is at like 4 a.m. for me, so I've only watched it live once or twice in the over a decade he's been doing it, you know. But also, like, I appreciate that my sleeping, like, schedule is atypical because I don't get up until like 9 a.m., but I also don't go to bed until 1, 2, 3 a.m. So yeah, which is atypical. I am also a night owl. I'm much more productive. Like, after about 11 o'clock, as long as I don't get too tired, I am like more productive between like 11 and 3 than I am between like 9 and 10 at night. Like 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. So yeah. And that is pure dedication, B. Hello. It still feels weird to call you Yeti, but hello, Yeti. How you doing? And bye. I like the peace and quiet. I do too. Like, walks at night are really refreshing because it's so quiet. I like it. Oh, the thing that I was thinking about with the tool, by the way, was right now what I have is a linear actuator like this one that pushes down on the key. But then the stand has an adjustment, like height adjustment mechanism, and you need to do that, and then you need to like make it work. See you, John. You need to make that work. So what I was kind of thinking was, well, what if the load cell section is the moving part? Because the problem I'm having right now is basically motor precision. It's not impossible, and the way that it works now is fine, but right now what I've got for at least theoretical absolute positioning is a Hall effect sensor and magnets inside the moving portion, and so but the problem for me is that the Hall effect sensor is only giving me at best 0.1 millimeter accuracy, whereas benchmarking, like I made a jig to benchmark the motor, like my digital calipers go in here, and then this pushes on the caliper to then get readings. But with like calibrated pulse times, I can get 0.01 or 0.02 millimeter accuracy currently. And I need to do some more testing, but I think I can get 0.01 millimeter. But I was thinking if I can work out a way to like basically get a miniature rail that you can move the whole thing up and down on, that would make the whole thing a bit easier. But then part of this is doing like sensor testing, like with mice. So I don't know. I've got to think about it some more. And then there's like the power, because I right now I just use USB power. But if I was gonna do a stepper motor, even a little NEMA 8 or whatever the ones that I've got are, those are I'd start to need like a battery in the thing and a charger or separate power supply, but separate power supply sucks. So I'm in pain. It loves to disturb my sleep. Same. RTX 5070 super expensive inbound this winter. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't be that surprised, but I don't know. Tame, I am 109 kilos at the moment. I like to think that a lot of it is muscle, but I have a fat caliper coming to find out. The thing that like you pinch your side with and you can see how much body fat you actually have. What amount of precision? Yeah, like I said, 0.1 from the Hall effect sensor, 0.02 from the motor itself. I mean, B, I have and have had since I was like 10 legs that have just been tree trunks. Like genuinely my thigh circumference is like that. Like it's bigger than my head, and there's two of them. I have always done very well cycling. In fact, I used to like my holidays back up to Scotland was like cycling around the entirety of my town, like basically every day on a BMX, like no gears, single gear BMX, cycling up and down hills, like steep ass hills, So yeah, I've had Olympic cyclist legs since I was 3 lads. And they've not gone away. And my body has remained the same. Waist circumference like obelisk. Fair, fair. Yeah, like I was 80 kilos. What you call it? All the way from like 14 to 18, and then I just gradually climbed. The most I've been is 115, but then I got ulcerative colitis and I lost like 10 kilos in like a month. Turns out bleeding at your butt's a bad idea. One burger at a time. Oh dear. Right, well, that's our usual hour, so I'm gonna leave it there. I hope you all stay safe. I hope you all have fun. If you are new, these are every Thursday night at 8 p.m. UK time. I was mince saying that. So feel free to come back next week. And otherwise, yeah. Video Monday, no, Friday and then Monday. Yeah. Yes, you probably weigh as much as one of my legs. Yeah. Yeah. I've got a lot of muscle. But yeah. 8 p.m. UK time, 5 a.m. Australian time. I will catch you guys next week. Hope you all have fun, stay safe, and all that jazz. And yeah, I'll see you next week. Bye.